Hey guys, welcome back. This is Chosen Architect, and today we are going to be setting up an automated sieve system. I hope you guys are ready. So guys, today I think we should kind of get started on kind of getting this automated to some extent. So that way we can kind of sit back and let some stuff generate, and we can kind of sit back and do other things while we're generating resources. So we got our mob farm set up last episode, so I think today is going to be the day for this. So one of the things we're going to have to do is get grid power started. Now, technically I already have some grid power. You may notice that. It's because I'm running 4 grid power for spawn using my account. So I had to do that for the 4 things that I have at the spawn, which are for the things displaying the images and memes and stuff at spawn. But all 4 are being used up. So we're going to have to use some other methods of generating GP. So let's get into extra utilities, and we're going to be making the manual mill. So we're going to need a bit of redstone, so some redstone torches. So let's grab some wood. We're definitely going to need that. And then we're also going to need polished stone, which is regular stone. And we're going to grab some of that, right? So we should have quite a few of this. There we go. And we can turn that into polished stone. That'll give us 32 polished stone. That should be plenty at this point. Then we're going to need the redstone gear. So let's go ahead and grab some sticks. We should have plenty of sticks at this point from our stuff generating. And we'll make some redstone torches. How about 16? That should cut us for a while. That should work, right? And then we also need a resonating redstone crystal. Now, where I said grid power is set to 4, you can see that I'm using 4 out of 4. So we need to make the resonating redstone crystal, which we're going to need ender shards. So let's go ahead and make a glass cutter and grab an ender pearl. So we have plenty of ender pearls, but we really only need 1. So let's only grab 1. And then we'll go ahead and we'll make this. So let's go ahead and make the glass cutter. Very simple. Take it, put it in there with the ender pearl, and you get this really cool. I love this texture. It's actually one of my favorite textures, mainly because when you place one, it actually loses 1. That is one of my favorite things about this, is that these shards actually go away as you place them, which I love that. I love this so much. But anyways, let's go ahead and make this, which just requires a bit more redstone. So now we have the resonating redstone crystal. Then we're also going to need ourselves a resonator, which is also going to need 1 as well. So now we're down to 6. Right, so we started with 8, now we have 6. And then we also need a block of coal, which we should have a block of coal, I think, laying around somewhere. We might have to pull it out of our furnace in some form or fashion. There we go. Block of coal. I think we could even use charcoal if that was a thing. But there we go. Perfect. So we have this, and all we got to do is have enough iron. Which, boy, I hope so. Oh, we're missing, what, 1 piece of iron, I think? 1 piece of iron is literally what we're lacking. But that's okay. We have enough gravel. I have emergency gravel, which is right here, for just this this thing. So all we got to do is do a little bit of sieving, and we should get enough iron like now. Like this is 4 iron. I'll be sure to throw that in the chest, and that will convert for us real quick. So that should be just about everything that we need for this. All right, so we need a couple pieces of that. We got that. Okay, so all we got to do is get this going. Where's that? Should be almost done, and then should spit out the iron over here as soon as it's done processing. You know what? Why isn't this... Oh, this actually... Oh, it's causing a redstone signal. Eesh. Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. We'll figure that out eventually. As of right now, this can be powered on and off by redstone signal, I believe. Which means this, technically while it's on, can cause issues. So I'll turn that back on, and then we'll get those processed, and I'll be back. So we now have everything we need to make the resonator, so let's go ahead and grab that. And then we're going to take this and make the mill, right? So we need to make this, the gear, and make ourselves a manual mill. Perfect. Manual mill is now complete. Let's go ahead and place this here, and we'll place this on top. And we'll place our polished stone in here. And as you can see, we are lacking in the grid power. But as soon as we activate this, we can now see that we're going to be generating enough grid power to do it. And you can even like open up chat. You can close your menu. It still works. So if you want to do something else on your computer, you can kind of just watch a YouTube video or whatever, and it will still work. I think, yeah, you can even move your mouse around and work on something else if that's the case. You can even move out of this window if you wanted to, which is kind of a neat feature of this, which I really like. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get some of this polished stone done, and then we'll be back and getting started with more grid power. So at this point, we have quite a bit of stone burnt. Now, what we can do is use this to make ourselves some water wheels. Now, I always go with water wheels simply because for the resources that it requires, it gives you the most GP, which is really good. It just requires a little bit of a larger area to kind of set up. That's kind of its caveat. So what we need to do is, of course, make a few of these. I want to make 4 if I can get away, or 3 if I can get away with it. 3 would be the recommended, or at least what I would recommend early game. If you can afford the redstone, we may make, I don't know, 2 if not 3. But we really need these things. These are going to require a little bit of redstone to kind of get started. So we have that. There's our first water mill. Let's go ahead and take a bucket. My water is actually over here. And we need to find out a little area to place this. We might place it... I kind of want it to be hidden for the most part. I don't want it to be out in the open too much. Because it's not something that I just want to see all the time. It's kind of something that just kind of sits in the background while everything else is happening. A good place might be actually behind these areas right here. So if you break this... kind of go back here real quick. Probably better if I use my hammer, wouldn't it not? Look at that. How much easier is it to just use the hammer? So, what I need to do is break this block here. And I can actually just set this up right here. So, place it right in the center, place one in one each, or place a water source in each corner. Or at least the top right-hand corner and the bottom left-hand corner. And then leave these empty, and then that'll get you the max GP. It only requires 2 water sources to work. And this should generate 16 GP. As you can see, power generating 16 GP. We now have a maximum of 20, but you gotta remember 4 is being consumed. So basically, it's just not the same. So, with that sitting there, we can close this back up, and I'll decorate this later. I'm not too concerned about this. Like, we can even close this up, technically. We can put a torch in here. And it would be as if nothing was even there. Look at that. Bam. We have those hidden, pretty much. So, yeah. If we wanted to see it, we could. We don't really need to see it. And then, technically, you no longer need the manual mill. This will actually run on its own, which is really nice. So, now that we have that GP, we can now do a few other things. A few other things that are part of extra utilities, such as using upgrades on our transfer nodes, and a few other things like that, which is really nice. But, like I said, we're going to be getting this started as well. So, we're actually going to need pretty much all the redstone we have left to get the pipes and stuff needed for turning this cobblestone into gravel, because that is going to give us the most iron, the most copper. Some of the major things that we're going to need is going to come from gravel, and everything else we can set up later. So definitely right now I want to use gravel. So I might actually break this section, and we might use this to automate gravel, which is going to be like a perfect spot for it. So let's go ahead and take this. I think I have some, I might have to make some more item transfer pipes, because that's the current method that we're using right now for the through extra utilities. We have some stone on us. We need to make some stone slabs, and we'll make some item nodes. Oh, we're needing a chest. That's right, chest. You're good to go. Once we get an inventory system set up as well, it'll be a lot faster to craft stuff. So you guys won't have to sit and watch a lot of crafting anymore. So what we can do is on the face of this guy, which we can still access the side. So if we needed to, say, grab a piece of cobblestone, we could still punch it or right-click it to grab some. But you know what? We actually might put this on the top. That might be a better place for it, is on the top. Alright, so let's place this on the top. That way we can still access the front piece. And then right here is going to go with our machine. So we're going to have a machine over there. Well, we need to figure out what machine. And that is going to be the Actually Additions grinder, or crusher. I think it's called a crusher, yeah. The crusher. So we need to turn this into redstonia crystals. We need to make these, which basically come from the atomic reconstructor that we have sitting over in the corner. And that's about it. About it, really. That's all it takes. It takes a little bit of iron, and we're ready to go. When it comes to iron, let's actually get some more of this cooking up, which we should have done earlier. We're running very low on iron. That's simply because I wanted to wait. I wanted to wait till we had just a little bit more of the automation done before I just start, you know, crushing more stone. At this moment, we do have unlimited power. It is coming from this, and we're actually going to use this to power it temporarily till we get some better power and things like that. So let's get to work on this. We're going to need 4 here, 4 redstone, and 4 redstone for this piece. Each one of these require 4 redstone, so that's 8, 9, and 10. 10 pieces of redstone in total is all we need to throw here. Whenever we throw that there, that will convert it into redstonia, and then we can use that redstonia to make the rest of our equipment. So we're going to need black quartz, which I think I have cooked up quite a bit of it. So let's go ahead and make some of this. And we're going to need an iron casing. That's the only thing we're waiting on. Is it not? There we go. And there's our final piece. Perfect. Let's go ahead and make the iron casing. Then we need to make the 2 coils. Then we should be able to throw everything together. We need some flint, I think. Just a couple pieces of flint. And that should be about it. There's our crusher from Actually Additions. So what I want to do is take a pipe here. And this is going to be the transfer pipe that's going to be pulling items into this machine. Right here, you see the cobblestone is now inserted inside. And then on the front of this, we can just slap this on the front. That's going to give it enough power to run this, no problem. And you see it's going to be converting it into gravel. Alright, so we can now convert this over, and we can put it into a storage drawer. And I think I might have some storage drawers left over. Maybe not. Maybe not. I do want a large storage drawer, though. So, to do that, we need to make a chest first. And then just make a storage drawer. There we go. Perfect. And it's matching our color scheme and everything. So, I'm going to place this here. And actually, we could probably... We have a pipe going into the back, pulling items out. We could probably put this recessed in the wall as well. I am going to have to kind of decorate this a little bit to kind of hide a few things. But I think, all in all, we should be able to get this to work out. Now, I did place my wrench, which is right here on the wall. You can do that, by the way, by hitting P on your keyboard, and it'll place it on the wall. That's from Draconic Evolution. It's a nice little feature that Draconic Evolution adds. Can't beat it. So, let's throw this on top. That's going to pull out our gravel. And then we should be able to route our pipes by disconnecting the bottom section. Like so. You can click on the one within the top of the block space, and then the bottom of the block space, and that will disconnect them. And then you can just kind of route them over, and then this is going to be the same section. We're going to click on this side, and then click on this side. It's going to disconnect them. And then you'll probably need to do the same thing to the bottom down here. You're going to need to disconnect this. Actually, we probably just need to break that, because it's going to be inputting it through the top of our basic drawer. Like that, and that should get us some gravel. Look at that. Perfect. Now, what we might end up doing is taking this, eventually, and having 2 separate crushers. And we'll have one crusher that is pulling from this drawer, and we'll be generating sand. So we'll end up having a max of sand and gravel altogether. But right now, the main thing I want to have automated is this, is gravel. Perfect. I don't think there's any covers for extra utilities. Like covers. I don't think covers work for extra for this mod. I wish it did. I wish you could actually cover these up. That would probably look a little bit better. What we could do, I guess, is we could bring this back a little bit, and we could put it behind it. You know what? Let's just do that. That'll kind of hide it a little bit, and I think that will look a little bit better. I think having this stuff hidden is going to make things much neater. We'll have to disconnect this one, though. Gotta watch out for your pipes when setting these up. But having that wrench makes it a lot easier to do so. Alright, so yeah, we can kind of close this up now and put our blocks back into place like they were. And voila, we now have this set up. And what we can do here is we should be able to cover this up with a piece of stone. You would never even know. You would never even know. We could probably cover it like that too. Perfect. So with that being done, now we have gravel being produced, and it's going pretty fast. And while we're working on other things, we will now have access to gravel. So the only other thing we need to do is potentially set up another. We could either do 2 crushers, or we could figure out a way to route this crusher to another drawer that will produce over here sand from our gravel. Pretty cool. So with that gravel that you're getting now, you're going to need to automate this setup. So to do so, we're going to use 2 things. We're going to use the same advanced node, or not the advanced node. We're going to use the regular item collector to collect our items for us. And then it's going to put it into a chest, but it should be putting it into a chest above our sieve setup. And then we're also going to create something else called a mechanical user. Which a user, probably easier to pull up. So the mechanical user will be able to sieve for us. We need a dropper with a little bit of redstone, some cobblestone. Should be pretty easy to make all of the components for this. Alright, and we need another one of the resonating crystals. And then we're also going to need a lever. And then we can now make a mechanical user. The mechanical user is going to be placed on here. We need to wrench this. I think we can shift wrench to rotate, maybe not. If we have to put this a specific way, we will go down here. Let's go ahead and break this. And probably break this one. And what we'll do is we'll put a block above it. Right, let's throw the blocks. Put a block here. And what we're going to do is dig down 1. That should allow us to place this thing upside down. There we go. Now it is going to be facing our sieve. And then I'm going to use this block. Build back up 1. And there we go. Our sieves are ready to go again. Now the only thing, I'm going to actually probably need to break this again, so I can place the iron siphon mesh inside this one. There we go. And then we'll repeat. We'll do this. Bam, iron siphon mesh. Then we can break this block. No need to have this anymore. Perfect. Above the mechanical user is where we can probably put our chest, because I think that the node that's over there should work. We're going to need an ender pearl. So if we take a look at random things, I think it's a part of random things. Am I wrong? I'm almost positive it's called, yeah, item collector. This one will do in a 3-block radius around that inventory. We might want to use an advanced collector. It just requires some glowstone and a redstone torch. That's honestly a little bit better, and this one is configurable. So let's do that. Let's do that. We're going to get a chest for right now, because we're going to upgrade the chest once we have it. We have enough wood, so I'll go ahead and do that. We'll upgrade this to an iron chest once we get some more iron. But we'll throw that there. Let's go ahead and work on the item collector, which we need some obsidian, which I should have in one of my chests over here. My chest just kind of laying around, not doing anything. We need a hopper, so we are going to need a bit more iron, which we don't exactly have. Boy, oh boy. Am I just running out of iron today? That's okay. We will get some more iron really quick. I'll be right back after I sieve just a bit more. So once you get your advanced item collector made and placed, you can then change the radius. I'm going to set this to 9. I think that, or actually it might be less than that. I wish there was a button to show you the radius. We might try 7 actually before we go too crazy. We'll set it all to 7. That'll make a giant square for us that it should collect the items from. Now, we do have one issue. That is going to be that the items are going to want to push into the mechanical user from these the sieve. This sieve wants to do that because by default the sieve will push items into adjacent inventory. As you can see, whenever you sieve, it goes in there. Well, we need to fix that. We do need to fix that, and to fix that, we're going to have to work on our settings. So let's grab some gravel out of here. And what we can do is we can fill this whole thing with gravel, and we can say, on random slot, we can have it switch between slots, but we don't want it to do that. We want to do like upper left-hand slot only maybe, or random slot. Let's do upper left-hand slot only, and then we'll fill in the rest of these slots with some kind of block. That will prevent that from items going into this. Now, we want this to not right-click, but we want it to left-click. So let's do left-click, and then it should be set to activate block with item. And now this thing should work when we give it a redstone signal. At least I hope so. So, if it doesn't, then I guess I failed this whole episode, right? Then we'll just have to figure out another way, basically. That's modded Minecraft in a nutshell. So, if I turn this on, will it work? Maybe it needs to be set to use item. Entity. Generic click. Place block. None of those seem to be working. Use item on block. Then we have activate block with item. It should be always on as well. Something broken here? Did I break something? Maybe we might have to move this around. That is very possible. It looks like this is working like it's supposed to, though. Let's try this. Let's try maybe placing it here? I wish we had a way to rotate this a little bit better. Maybe break this block. We're going to try a couple ways that might potentially work. Okay, that is loaded like that. We'll do left click, right? No, it needs to be right click. What am I doing? What am I doing? I had it on the wrong click mode. No. It was on the wrong click mode, guys. No wonder it wasn't working. If it's on the wrong click mode, of course it's not going to work. So let's mine back down here. Put it on the right click mode, at least this time, and then set this all back up again. And then this should have pulled in that or sieve. Okay, yeah, not left click mode, right click is what it needs to be set to. What am I doing? So, right click, and then it should be use item on block, at least I think so. Then upper left hand corner, fill in all of this so items don't go in. It might be something else. Activate. Yeah, it's activate block with item. And now this is going to be a little slow. As you can see, it's a little slow. So that's why we created some GP. I do have a couple of speed upgrades. And these speed upgrades will make this go a little bit faster. Look at that. It's about the same speed as if I was doing it. Or similar. We can easily make those speed upgrades. It's not going to be too difficult. But as you can see, this item collector is collecting our drops for us. And basically, we just got to make sure that this is filled with gravel. Right? We got to make sure this has those items in it. And what we could do is potentially pipe to this. We could do that. We could even do that right now, technically. Let's create a transfer pipe. And what we'll do is we'll take this transfer pipe for right now, and we're going to extend this along the floor, connecting to this guy. And what this will do is it should fill this thing up. We can actually set this, as long as it's filling it up, we might be able to set this to random slot. It all depends. I don't see it actually going back in there as long as it's on. So maybe that is changed. Oh, it actually might need to be the top upper slot. Oh, I know what we could do. Top upper slot. Fill this all with gravel. Everything else can be another type of block, like cobblestone. And that will prevent everything else from being filled up with that particular thing. So that is a better way of doing it. There we go. So guys, that is basically automated for the most part. Items are going to be spitting out. And really we're at the mercy of our crusher here. And it seems to be keeping up, maybe? It looks like it's keeping up, kind of. Well, maybe not. It's hard to tell. But anyways, this thing is automated, so we are going to be producing a bunch of these items, which is perfect. And that was the whole point of today's video. This thing doesn't have to be hard to make. And what we might end up doing is putting the mechanical user underneath this setup. And then what we'll do is, when it's underneath, we can route this pipe underground, and then eventually have multiple pipes. And what we can do is these are actually powered by redstone, so we can flip these on and off if we wanted to. The transfer node themselves can be turned on and off. So we could have switches or levers on the side here, and we could be able to control what we want going in here. And I think that would work perfect. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of StoneBlock. If you did, don't forget to click that subscribe button, guys, if you haven't already. And also give this video a thumbs up, guys. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And as always, thanks for watching.